Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Discussion Sunday test evening. Zoology whole course. Our second year whole course. Question number 1. Where does trachea lie in relation to esophagus? Trachea is located ventral to the esophagus. So in question number 1, option B is correct. Second, which of the following is not a property of respiratory surface? So in this case, it must be thick. So respiratory surface must be thin. So this is the correct answer. Option first. This is not the property of respiratory surface. In question number 2, option A is correct. Question number 3. Which of the following airways lack cartilage in its wall? So bronchioles are the only airways they have no cartilage. Option D is correct. Question number 4. The type of epithelium in the wall of the alveolus is cuboidal, columnar, squamous, stratified. So the epithelium of the alveoli is squamous epithelium. Consists of pneumocyte type 1. So option C is correct in question number 4. Squamous epithelium. Question number 5. The double membrane structure which surround the lung is known as pleura. Pleural membrane or pleura. So option B is correct in question number 5. Question number 6. Oxygen carrying capacity of blood does not depend on quantity of blood. Volume of blood does not affect the oxygen carrying capacity. So option D is correct in question number 6. Question number 7. When hemoglobin of blood is fully saturated with oxygen, the 100 cc of blood contains 20 cc of oxygen. Option C is correct. The hemoglobin oxygen carrying ability is 20 ml per 100 ml of blood. So option 1 is correct. Option C is correct. In question number 7. Option C. Question number 8. Partial pressure of oxygen in muscle tissue is about. Muscle tissue is an active tissue which is metabolically active and need more oxygen. So the partial pressure of oxygen must be less in muscle tissue, that is 20 mmHg. So in question number 8, option first is correct. Question number 9. Matrix of cartilage contains which type of collagen fibers? So cartilage matrix usually consists of collagen fibers and glycoprotein. So the type of collagen fibers are type 2 collagen fibers. So in question number 9, option first is correct. Question number 10. The blood vessels are absent in which of the following tissue? Cartilage, bone, muscle, and heart. Cartilage is the only connective tissue which lack blood vessels, and that's why cartilage heals slowly. So option first is correct. Question number 12. In skeletal muscle, calcium facilitates contraction by binding to troponin proteins. Troponin and tropomyosins are regulatory proteins. So, when calcium releases in the sarcoplasm, they bind to the troponin protein and expose the binding site of actin. So, option first is correct. Muscle contribute how much to human body mass? Usually 50% body mass is composed of skeletal muscles. Question number 13. The joint present between wrist bone are usually cartilaginous joints or partially movable joints. So in question number 13, option B is correct. Question number 14. What type of a sarcomere is the region of myofibril between two successive Z line? So option C is correct. Sarcomere is the contractile unit of muscle which is located between two Z line, and Z line is a line between two sarcomere. So option C is correct. Question number 15. What type of cartilage is found at the end of long bones? Hyaline cartilage. Hyaline cartilage is the most abundant cartilage and which covered the heads of long bones and reduce friction while movement. So option D is correct in question number 15. Question number 16. The total number of cranial nerves in human body pairs. 12 pairs of cranial nerves originate from the brain. So option first is correct in this question. Question number 17. Which part of the brain plays key role in long-term memory? So, part of the forebrain, hippocampus. Hippocampus is responsible for the processing of long-term memory. Option B is correct. Question number 18. Sense of smell is called olfaction because high in the nasal cavity there are specialized mucosa known as olfactory mucosa, and which consist of olfactory receptor neurons. They detect chemical or sense chemical in the incoming air, and the sensation is called olfaction. So in question number 18, option B is correct. Question number 19. The papillae on the tongue have no taste buds. Our tongue contains ridges or growth, which are commonly called papillae, and these papillae contain taste buds. So the pyliform papillae are the only papillae. They lack taste buds. They have taste blind. They are taste blinds and they have no taste buds. So in question number 19, option B is correct. Filiform papillae. Question number 20. The part of brain that controls balance and coordinates movement is known as cerebellum. Cerebellum is the part of the brain, the second largest part of the brain that control body balance and coordinate movement and skill. So option B is correct. Question number 21. The cells in the testes that produce testosterone hormones are known as Leydig cell. Leydig cell are interstitial cells. They are specialized cells for the secretion of male hormone testosterone under the influence of luteinizing hormone or LH. So option C is correct. Which of the following structure is the part of both male and female urinary system? Urethra. Urethra in both male and female plays dual role. It acts as a urinary duct as well as act as a genital duct. So it is responsible for the transport of urine as well as for the transport of male gamete or sperm. So the correct option is urethra in question number 22. Option C. (23) Which of the following gland is only found in mammals? Seminal vesicle, prostate gland, Cowper gland, both A and B. Seminal vesicle and prostate glands are found in all animals, and Cowper glands are the only glands which only present in mammals including human. So option B is correct. Question number 24. Inhibin hormones that controls spermatogenesis and normal rate is secreted by Sertoli cells. Option B is correct. Sertoli cells are found in the testes and they control rate of spermatogenesis. So in this case, option B is correct. Question number 25. Which of the following contribute more seminal fluid? So there are male accessory glands, seminal vesicle, prostate gland, bulbourethral gland. So the seminal vesicles are the glands, they contribute more seminal fluid. About 70% of the seminal fluids are contributed by seminal vesicle. So option B is correct. Question number 26. The outermost layer of the wall of uterus is called Perimetrium. Perimetrium is the outermost covering of the uterus. Usually, wall of the uterus consists of 3 layers. The inner one endometrium, the middle one is myometrium, and the outer one is perimetrium. So option B is correct. Question number 27. The first menstrual cycle is called menarche. Menstrual cycle begins at puberty or sexual maturity, and the first cycle is called menarche. Option first is correct. Question number 28. The last menstrual cycle is called menopause. Menopause is the stoppage of menstrual cycle which usually occur at the age of 45 to 50 years. Option B is correct. Ovulation normally takes less than 5 minutes. Ovulation is the release of egg from the ovary, or ovulation is the release of mature gamete or egg from the Graafian follicle, which take less than 5 minutes. So option B is correct. Question number 30. An exception to Mendel's second law is linkage, dominance, purity of gamete, recessiveness. Linkage, disagree Mendel, law of independent assortment, or Mendel's second law, because genes located on the same chromosome must be linked with each other and cannot independently assorted from one another. So linkage, disagree, or linkage is an exception to Mendel's second law. Option first is correct. Question number 31. If the homozygous white-eyed Drosophila female is crossed with red-eyed Drosophila male, what is the probability of male offspring having white-eyed? First करें, when we cross white-eyed female with a red-eyed male, what will be the probability of male offspring having white-eyed? So male always receive X chromosome from his mother and Y chromosome from his father. So all male will be white-eyed. Troll bachi vechi, more spinsturgi, no troll bachi ve spinsturgi. So the correct option is 100%. Option D. Question number 32. The linked genes may be separated during inheritance by crossing over. Genes located on the same chromosome must be linked with each other, and the only mechanism which separates linked gene is crossing over. So option B is correct. Question number 33. Which of the following pot color is dominant in pea plant? Green. Green pot color is dominant over yellow. Yellow is recessive. So option D is correct. A biotechnological product used in the treatment of hemophilia is factor 8, recombinant factor 8, or ACTA coagulative factor. So option first is correct. Question number 35. Recombinant vaccine are produced using antibiotics, clone genes, a pathogen, synthetic toxin, and hormones. So the correct option, clone genes of pathogen. Recombinant DNA technology produce vaccine from the clone genes of pathogen. So option B is correct. Tissue plasminogen activator is biotechnology product used to dissolve blood clot and usually used in the treatment of heart attack or in case of thrombosis, coronary thrombosis. So option B is correct. Monoclonal antibodies, question number 37, used as drug are called therapeutic antibodies. Option C. In question number 37, option C, therapeutic antibodies. Monoclonal antibodies act as a therapeutic antibodies. The first step in producing monoclonal antibodies. The correct answer is injection of antigen into a mouse or immunization of the mouse. First, mouse is immunized with a particular antigen and then produce monoclonal antibodies from hybridoma cells. So option B is correct. RNA probes are particularly used for detecting active gene expression. RNA probes are particularly useful for detecting active gene expression. 39. So also play a role in diagnosis. Option B. Question number 40. The first organic molecule formed on Earth were amino acid and simple organic molecules. First they appear on the Earth. So in question number 40, option C is correct. The accumulation of oxygen in early atmosphere was mainly produced due to photosynthetic cyanobacteria. Option B is correct. Cyanobacteria first produce oxygen on the earth's surface. Question number 42. Lamarck theory is also known as theory of use and disuse. Lamarck theory is also called theory of use and disuse, or may be called inheritance of acquired characters. So option C is correct. Question number 43. Which scientific experiment disproved Lamarck's theory? August Weismann, which cut the tail of the mice for about 21 generations, and the mice didn't acquire this character. So option C is correct. Question number 44. The phrase survival of the fittest was proposed by Herbert Spencer. Darwin used the term natural selection, and Herbert Spencer used the term survival of the fittest for the natural selection. So option C is correct. Question number 45. According to natural selection, unfavorable variation disappear over times. Useful variation are passed to the next generation, and according to natural selection, unfavorable variation disappear with the passage of time. So option first is correct. The law of segregation is also known as law of purity of gametes. According to Mendel, the gametes retain their integrity from generation to generation. That's why the law of segregation of gamete is also known as law of purity of gametes. Option first is correct. Question number 47. The law of independent assortment applies to gene located on different chromosomes, because gene located on the same chromosome must be linked with each other and cannot independently sorted. So the law of independent assortment applies only to those genes which are located on different chromosomes. Option B is correct. Question number 48. The genotypic ratio in a monohybrid crossed in F2 generation must be 1:2:1. So option C is correct. One homozygous dominant, two heterozygous, and one homozygous recessive. Question number 49. The phenotypic ratio of a dihybrid cross in F2 generation will be 9:3:3:1. Option second is correct. Nine, three, three, one. Question number 50. If B and VG, black body color and vestigial wing, show genes for these traits show 17% recombination or crossing over, their map distance must be 17 centimorgan, because one map distance is equal to 1% recombination frequency or 1% crossing over. So option first is covered. First is correct. 17 centimorgan. 17 centimorgan. Option A. Question number 51. Linkage reduces the chances of independent assortment of alleles. So option first is correct. Question number 52. In human, most sex-linked traits are carried on X chromosome. Y chromosome having no somatic trait. The somatic trait, there are more than 150 somatic traits which are genes for which are located on the X chromosome. So option first is correct. Question number 53. If both parents are carrier of an X-linked recessive disease, affected offspring will be son only, daughter only, both sons and daughters, no children affected. So option C is correct. Both son and daughter will be affected. So means we suppose that hemophilia. So mother is carrier for hemophilia and father is also hemophilic. So father will be not carrier. See, in this case daughter will be affected and 50% son will be affected and 50% son will be normal. So in this case, both daughter and sons will be affected. Question number 54. Which excretory product give urine its characteristic smell? The smell of urine is due to presence of ammonia. Question number 54. Option B. Question number 55. Which nitrogenous waste is least soluble in water? Uric acid. Uric acid, 1 gram of nitrogen in the form of uric acid need only 1 ml of water. So, uric acid is least soluble and needs small amount of water. So, option C is correct. Question number 56. Which compound is excreted in urine as an indicator of muscle metabolism? The correct option is creatinine. During muscle contraction, creatinine provides inorganic phosphate to ADP to form ATP, and creatinine is excreted as a nitrogenous waste in urine. Option B is correct. (57) Urea is synthesized in human mainly in the liver. Urea synthesis occur in the liver by ornithine cycle or urea cycle. So option B is correct. Question number 58. Which nitrogenous compound required the least water for excretion? Uric acid. C option. Which process is most important for heat loss? Radiation. 50% heat is lost from the body surface in the form of radiation. So option C is correct. Which of the following increases heat production? Shivering, exercise, thyroxine. So all of these is the correct answer because all increases the heat production in the body. In question number 60, option D is correct. #61. Which condition is the leading cause of end-stage renal disease or chronic kidney failure? So the correct answer is diabetes mellitus. Long-term diabetes mellitus is the cause of chronic kidney failure or end-stage renal disease. So in question number 61, option B is correct. #62. Cystine stone are usually caused by genetic disorder. Cystine is amino acid and cystinuria is a genetic disorder in which cystine is excreted more in urine and form stone in the kidney. Cystine stone. So this is a genetic disorder. So option first is correct. Question number 63. The peritubular capillaries drain into venule and then renal vein. Option B is correct. अच्छा 64. Glomerular capillaries are unique because they lie between two arterioles, afferent arterioles and efferent arterioles. So glomerular capillaries are only arterial capillaries and located between the two arterioles. So option B is correct. Question number 65. Which capillary bed has higher blood pressure? Glomerular capillaries. 20 to 55 mmHg pressures are found over here. So option B is correct. The majority of solute and water reabsorption occur before. So proximal convoluted tubules is the part of nephron which is responsible for maximum reabsorption of the filtrate. So before the loop of Henle, there is a proximal convoluted tubule. So proximal convoluted tubule is the site for maximum reabsorption. So over here the correct option will be loop of Henle, because PCT is located before loop of Henle. So option A is correct. Question number 67. The ureter connects kidney to urethra, bladder to outside, kidney to liver, kidneys to bladder. Ureters are found between kidney and urinary bladder. So option first is correct. Question number 74. Which treatment uses sound waves to break kidney stones? Lithotripsy. Lith means stone and trips means to cut. So lithotripsy is a technique which breaks the kidney stone by using sound waves without surgery. So option B is correct. Question number 75. Which hormone increases metabolic rate to generate heat? Thyroxine is commonly called metabolic hormone, which increase the process of metabolism, and heat is produced as a result of high metabolism. So option B is correct. Question number 76. Hepatitis B vaccine is produced using genetically engineered yeast cell. So hepatitis B is the first vaccine produced genetically or with the help of biotechnology from recombinant or from transgenic yeast cell. So option B is correct. Example of mRNA based vaccine. Pfizer vaccine for COVID-19 is mRNA vaccine. So option B is correct. (78) Which vaccine is produced through recombinant viral technology? AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. Option first is correct. Question number 79. Which disease is commonly diagnosed by using DNA probes? Tuberculosis, TB. So option B is correct. 80. Monoclonal antibodies are produced from hybridoma cell. Hybridoma cells consist of cancerous B cells and immune spleen cells from the mouse, which produce specific antibodies known as monoclonal antibodies. So option B is correct. Last question, question number 81. The first genetically engineered product approved for human use was insulin. So insulin is the first genetically engineered product which is used as a hormone for human. Thank you.